What's it been like being part of 2 wins out of 2 and a record-breaking England win?
Yeah, it's been a great start, and we always knew we needed to start well. Tunisia game was a massive game in tournament football. You need to get your first win, and we're building momentum. And first 2 wins, qualified. That was part 1 done, and now we've got Belgium to come against and be a good side. But that's what the games we wanted to be playing in.
How much have you seen of the scenes back home? There's a big heat wave going on back in the UK, and some pretty big celebrations connected with what you guys are doing.
Yeah, in our squad we know the ability we've got, and we know how capable we can go and how far we can go, and we know if we're performing, the fans will be happy at home, and all my mates are. So.
Have you? Have they been talking to you?
Yeah. I've been getting all the Snapchats from them as well, so I think they're enjoying themselves. So as long as we're performing, it's good.
What have they been saying to you?
No, just over the moon really. Like I say, a few friends coming out as well, and with my family. So it's been a good start, but we need to progress.
We hear that England have been practising penalties in training, and we've seen firsthand in the games what it's like. But what's it like to face Harry Kane taking a penalty?
Well, he's a top forward for starters, and that's his main game, finishing. But I was watching from obviously my end of the goal, and his 2 pens the other night were top drawer, and he's been practising and practices every day on them. So we're believing him to finish them, and he put them away with no pressure.
If he hits them like that, from a goalkeeper's perspective, are they unsavable?
Pretty much, you've got to do a lot of guessing. But yeah, the power behind it and the accuracy, both pens were exactly the same really. So yeah, pot luck really, but when Harry's finishing like that, you've got no chance.
I think there's been a bit of sympathy for you, conceding 2 goals in 2 games, and you had absolutely no chance with either of them. But I know how much you pride yourself in clean sheets. Does that knock the gloss off it a tiny bit for you?
Yeah, it was a bit disappointing not to get the clean sheet against Panama the other night, and but it's a team performance, and 6 goals, 5 in the first half was an unbelievable performance. But as defenders, goalkeepers, as a full team, I think we want to keep clean sheets, and the further we go in the tournament, clean sheets win games, and that's our mentality.
It was a closed training session today. Has the manager told you the starting 11 against Belgium?
No, nothing yet. The keepers worked a bit on Belgium's style of play, and we did our keeper work, but nothing's been said yet.
He said he'll make a few changes. Does that make it difficult from your perspective, because you don't know whether you're going to be starting?
No, not really. It's a team game. There's 23 players, and all 23 who's in the squad, all fighting for the places, and it's so tough to call who's going to play, because the ability in the squad's unbelievable, and that's what will take us as far as we can go.
I don't know if you've seen any of the discussions about possibly it might help England to finish runners-up in the group, and possibly get an easier run through the tournament as if and when, and hopefully you progress. I mean, it could avoid Brazil, Germany, Sweden in the quarterfinals if you were runners-up. What do you make of that? Our mentality is to win every game we're playing, and we want to win every game, and I feel like if we win every game, it just keeps building momentum to keep going in the tournament. And we know Belgium's a top opponent, and we need to be on our A game to get the win. And I feel our squad in the camp, we want to win every game we're playing, so we can't be looking into that. And finally from me, if you do win this one, do you accept it's a step up and it's an even bigger sign of success in this team? And I wonder whether you fear the expectation levels might grow. There wasn't much expectation levels on this England team before you came out here. You've impressed an awful lot of people. Are you worried that expectation might grow, and with it some pressure? No,
I think our mental side of the games in our squad's unbelievable, and we faced, before the World Cup started, we've faced four of the top 10 in the world, and we held our own and played very good football and clean sheets as well, and so we're ready to face these big teams, and we know how good we are, and we know what to expect from ourselves.
John, hi, Steve Scott from ITV News. Just go back to the Tunisia game and the penalty, which you nearly got. I understand before that you weren't quite sure which way you were going to dive. Can you tell us what was behind that? And you got hold of Ashley Young to help you out.
Yeah, obviously we do a bit of research on the penalties, and the lad who scored it never took a pen before, so I was struggling where to go. And if you look at the pen again, he's looked at me all the way, so I couldn't dive too early. And unfortunately I just didn't get there in the end, but got our fingertips and went the right way, which is promising.
So what, you asked Ashley to go over to the bench?
Yeah, like I say, we did our research. I know Wabby from Sunderland days, and he normally takes him, and he must have been a bit scared, but like I say, I didn't know where he was going to go. I wasn't sure if they had any research, but like I say, it was his first pen.
Gareth, as you've already said, has always said he's going to make changes for this game. Does the whole squad buy into that? Does it understand why he's got to do that and why he will do that?
Yeah, I think so. I think, like I said, the whole squad's here to play football, and everyone wants to be playing football, and the starting 11's never going to finish the starting 11, and people who come on, they need to be fresh, so it gives an opportunity for a couple of few lads maybe to get some minutes under the belt, and when called upon, they're fresh.
If you weren't starting, presumably you'd be frustrated. How do you help those who aren't starting? Do you talk about that?
No, I think we all know where we are, and as a team, it's all about the team, and we just got to keep working. Whoever's starting, everyone's behind each other, and we're all supportive, and I think that's what we've got in good stead. The mentality behind our squad is and togetherness is very good.
Going into the Belgian game, does it feel a bit odd to you knowing that potentially in tournament terms, if you lose, it helps?
Yeah, it's a bit different, but like I say, it's momentum, and we want to keep that momentum going, and our mentality is to go and win every game we can, and we don't want to be thinking that any other way. Subconsciously,
will that be difficult though when you're actually in the game?
No, like I say, our squad, we just want to keep winning and winning, and that'll put us in good stead. It doesn't matter who we could play next, because to get as far as you can, to get the final, you're going to have to play these top teams, and either way you're going to have to play them, so play them early, and that's how it's going to be.
Presumably, as a group though, you've plotted out potential routes. You know exactly who's in which side of the draw. Yeah,
we know what side of the draw is, but like I say, we're focused on Belgium, and I think as a group of lads, and for me, myself, knowing the lads, we want to win this game and keep the momentum going.
Jordan, David Ornstein from the BBC. You had an animated conversation, I think, with John Stones after the goal scored by Panama. Can you enlighten us a bit more on that conversation, but also on what that says about your mentality?
Yeah, we as defenders, goalkeepers, we don't want to concede, and we don't like conceding, and it was just the timing. I just asked him what happened in the state of the goal, and it was just the line was a bit jagged, but that's what we do a lot of work on in training, set pieces. You're seeing we've scored 6 out of 8 goal set pieces, and in tournament football, set plays are crucial, so we'll make amends of that.
Yeah, there's been a lot said and written about that, the specific work that the squad's doing on the training ground, Steve Holland, Alan Russell, etc. Can you explain a bit more on how diligent the preparations are for specific scenarios?
Yeah, we do all our training, and at the end we'll do 10 minutes of set plays probably every day, and the attacking set players go one side, defending set players do the other, so we're always ready, and on scenarios we'll make sure we're ready.
What makes this England squad so, at the moment, exciting, happy, playing such good football? You've played in a number of different club teams, England age group teams. What is it about this squad that's going so well at the moment?
I think it's our togetherness is the main thing, and the mentality of us is unbelievable. And but the football we're playing and the freedom we've got, and we know the stages of game scenarios. We've worked on it in training with the gaffer and Steve, and we know what we need to do to win games and defend games and keep a clean sheet.
The quality of the opposition now steps up by ranking and reputation. Belgium, then a last 16 game early next week. What do you think that England need to do to make sure that England beat those teams? What needs to be worked upon?
Yeah, definitely set plays is crucial, and we'll keep working on them. But our style of football and the ability in the squad, I feel like we're right up there, and in training as a goalkeeper, when you're getting the likes of Harry Vards, Welbs, and like Martyrs having shots against you, it's difficult, so it's going to be difficult for the opposition, and we know our defence is very strong, so throughout the team we've got a huge ability.
Just finally from me, it's a couple of weeks in now, so anything different going on in the camp? How are you entertaining yourselves, or is it just the same as? There must be a few little things going on in there that we don't know about.
No, like I say, we've got our routines going. We train every day and we get out recovery. We've got the support team with all the physios, masseurs and everyone, and everything's already there for us. And all that side's very good. Now with downtimes managed as well. We get to see our families day after a game, which is very good, and the gaffer's very supportive of that. And like I say, maybe a few games a fortnight.
Hi, question from Belgian media. From Belgium camp, we hear that they are not too concerned too much about winning the game. So how strange would it be for you as a keeper facing attackers who maybe wouldn't be too keen to score against you?
Yeah, well, if that's how they feel, it'll make my job easy if they don't want to score, so they won't have any shots. So, but like you say, we're ready for them, and we're ready to win the game as a group of lads, and we want to finish top of the group.
Do you know how many Belgian players scored against you in the Premier League?
No, you might know better than me.
Yeah,
but
not too much.
Nah, not too many, and hopefully get the clean sheet come Thursday.
Okay, if we end the live section there, questions.